Every 40 seconds, a child is abducted or becomes missing in the United States. 80% of abductions by strangers occur within a quarter mile of the child's home. 74% non-family child abduction are girls. Are you aware that over 3,000 people are sold or kidnapped and forced into slavery and sex trafficking every day?
When my daughter was 11, she came to me and she said, "Mommy, did you know that there were girls that were being sold for sex that are my age in this country?" And I was like, I think there's a mistake. That doesn't happen here.
Not many people are aware that's 136 people an hour trafficking in women and children for exploitation and what is one of the most serious human rights violations in the world today. People go missing for various reasons and in various ways. According to the National Ski Association, on average, 41 people have died during ski and snowboarding accidents per year over the past 10 years. And think about our military. Our military is out there fighting for us each and every day, defending our country, fighting for our families and for their families. And yes, sometimes even they go missing. What if I told you with chip technology, we can help find people faster? Radio frequency identification, or RFID, uses electromagnetic fields to automatically identify and track and tag those things that are attached to these objects, such as cash, clothing, and possessions, or implemented and implanted in animals and people. With the RFID microchip, they can track the movement of people that are implanted.
The size of a grain of rice is injected under the skin and gives off a low-frequency radio wave. A scanner reads each chip's identification number to verify an official's security clearance.
The microchip is tamper-proof, it's secure. No one can take your microchip and use it to their advantage to gain access to your facility.
The chip, developed by Applied Digital Solutions, is...
Hi, I'm Patricia Beeman, founder and CEO of Pinpoint Security Company. We are using this technology to help protect our family and our friends in this emergency situation. Pinpoint Security is a cross between ADP for your home and also GPS for your car. We take this technology and people can voluntarily have it implanted in order to be able to identify their family members, their children, their friends, and even locate them in emergency situation. We have security systems for our homes, we have them for our cars, we have them for our phones, and we even have them for our purses, but we don't have them for the thing that matters the most, which is our family. Who was our target consumer? Our target consumer consists of both private and business sector. In the private sectors, families can decide to implant this into their children so that they can be found in an emergency situation. In the business sector, just think about airplanes that have gone down that haven't been located. We had 2 recent planes that went down that lost hundreds of people, but the planes were never located. What if these people, 1 or 2 of them, have had this implanted? Maybe we would have been able to find at least where the plane had been located. The RFID chip is not something that's new. It is something that's been around for years. This is not to replace, our company is not trying to replace the police that are out there or the emergency agencies that are currently helping people today. We are there to help them find these people faster. For example, if someone was, a child was abducted from Walmart. We could tell the police or deploy an officer ourselves to that location and say, hey, this child is only within a mile of the abduction site. Over 10,000 people currently have this chip implanted, and it's being used for employment reasons, entertainment, and more. This technology is not being used to protect people and their families, and this is where our companies come in. We are trying to do exactly that. The product has been tested with those people who have already had this chip implanted. We have asked for volunteers and used and updated them with the chip-on technology, and it has proven to be successful. 3/4 of parents said that the thing that they fear most is that their child will be abducted. We asked those parents if they would want this technology for their kids, and then 50% of them said yes. Also on the panel, we had grandparents, Generation X, and millennials. We asked the parents of those kids if they would want this technology for their own parents, elderly parents. Elderly people have also gone missing due to dementia, Alzheimer, or anything like that. They also said yes, they would want this technology for their parents. Now, when we talked to Generation X and the millennials, they became combative and emotional. They said kids also too have rights, and they're not sure if they wanted this chip implanted into them as children. But once we explained that they are children and that they would be protected and their families will be able to find them in an emergency situation. And once we proposed that once they become of a certain age, that we would then make sure they knew they had this technology and would have a say as to if this should continue for them and their parents. We then asked those same parents if they will want this technology for themselves. Only 15% said they will want this technology for themselves. Although they were okay with having the technology for their parents and for their children, they weren't so sure if they wanted it for themselves. But once we explained, what if you were in an accident? Wouldn't you want your family members to be able to find you as well? And then 30% said they would really reconsider having this technology. Implementation for the with this technology is $150 for multiples for a family or $200 for an individual. And then there would be $80 monitoring fee. We have monitoring fees for security systems in our home, for security systems in our car. Why wouldn't we want to have a monitoring system for our families or for the things that matter most? The cost of the chip to our company is $75. This would include the chip, the insertion, and the monitoring. In 2014, the RFID market was worth $8.8 billion. This included the chips, the tags, and other software services that were required by the RFID chip. This market is expected to increase by $18.8 billion in the year 2016. That leads me to believe that we are going to be